I'm back with another album review. Today's review is on Even in Arcadia by Sleep Token. This is the band's fourth and most recent studio album. Before I go any further, I need to mention that these guys signed a deal with RCA Records on February 14th, 2024. The album was produced and mixed by Carl Baum, with additional production by Adam Getgood. The engineer was Jim Pinder, and he had help from Sebastian Senden. The mastering is done by Stuart Carey. The album was released on May 9th, 2025 on RCA Records. That was 2.5 weeks ago as of the making of this video. Now let's talk about the songs. This album starts with Look to Windward. This album touches upon the same genres as its predecessor, but also incorporates elements of trap, reggaeton, and alternative R&B. To be honest, I didn't even know alternative R&B was even a thing. The next track is Emergence, which was released as a single on March 13th, 2025. This track even features Gabby Rose on the saxophone. After that is Past Self. If I hopped my ass into a DeLorean, went back in time, and told my past self about Nickelodeon going to shit in 2009, my past self would call me a fucking dickhead and say that I'm full of shit. Next track is Dangerous. This is not a cover of the song by Seether, just so we're clear. Up next is Carmel, which was released as a single on April 4th, 2025. This track touches upon reggaeton and alternative R&B. Admittedly, there isn't much reggaeton that I've listened to. Now, this track received a music video. There's a link in the description. We followed up with Even in Arcadia. This is the title track in case that wasn't obvious enough. That's followed by Provider. I need to mention that RCA Records is the same label that Foo Fighters are signed on to. Velvet Revolver, Daughtry, and SR-71 were also signed on to RCA. Right after that is Democles, which was released as a single on April 25th, 2025. This track starts by being piano-driven, but gets heavy later on. This is very similar to the band's early work. A music video was made, and there's a link in the description. The second to last track is Gethsemane. I need to clarify this is not a cover of the song by Rise Against. This album ends with Infinite Baths. I forgot to mention that there are also elements of arena rock incorporated into this album. I should mention that the Japanese version has 2 bonus tracks. One of them is an instrumental version of Emergence, and the other is a piano version of Even in Arcadia. And as you can see, my copy is not the Japanese version. When researching this album, I read that it was #1 in the US, UK, Scotland, Austria, Australia, Belgium, Netherlands, Canada, Germany, and New Zealand. That makes it the highest charting album from this band so far. As to critics, there were mostly positive reviews since it has a 64 on Metacritic. NME gave this album a perfect score, while Rolling Stone and The Skinny thought it was okay. However, those Mr. Enter wannabes at SputnikMusic and Pitchfork, aka Shitfork, didn't like it. For that I say, fuck Shitfork and fuck SputnikMusic. I also heard that the Needle Drop didn't like this album either. It's like the motherfucker thinks he's Mr. Enter or some shit. And now for my thoughts. I do enjoy this album. In many ways, it's superior to the last album that these guys made, and I will include it on my list of the best albums of 2025. I'm not sure why they decided to include elements of reggaeton, since a lot of people in the rock and metal communities don't really pay attention to that genre. Overall, I recommend checking out this album. And now is the part where I question you. Have you listened to Even in Arcadia? If so, what do you think about it? What's your favorite song from it? If you have this album, which version do you have? How much do you hate Pitchfork and SputnikMusic? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify you of future videos. Thanks for watching, and fuck Pitchfork and SputnikMusic.